promoting a healthy environment. It's the air we breathe. Clean, safe water. Responsible management of our natural resources. We protect and restore. For a sustainable future. The environment matters.
They care about where they live. They care about the environment. They care about West Virginia, and it shows in the projects that they do.
Celebrating a half-century of good work as the DEP's Youth Environmental Program turns 50. Plus,
I know it's a cliche that every little bit helps, but it's honestly true. Because if we didn't come out and do this, and all this trash, even if it is less year after year, it would still remain here.
making a difference and making it shine. Volunteers from all around the state are pitching in for the annual Make It Shine Spring Cleanup. Hello everyone and welcome to Environment Matters. I'm Kathy Costco with the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection. Getting one step closer to their goal, the Buffalo Creek Watershed Association had a public recognition ceremony recently to recognize the various groups involved in a project to restore the stream. As the DEP's Mike Huff reports, it's been a long road back for the folks along Buffalo Creek.
Spring break on Buffalo Creek in Logan County, and the Buffalo Creek Watershed Association is holding its annual Youth Fishing Day. Hundreds of kids and their families spent the day fishing for stocked trout along its banks. It's a scene few could imagine, looking back more than 40 years ago at this same spot. Saturday morning, February 26, 1972, following days of rain, a coal slurry impoundment dam located above the town of Saunders collapsed, sending a wave of black water, roughly 130 million gallons, down the narrow hollow and wiping out everything in its path. The disaster claimed 125 lives, injured more than 1,000, and caused more than $50 million in property damage. 4,000 people were left homeless, and life in the valley would never be the same.
I lived on Buffalo Creek during the flood in 1972, and it does your heart real good when you look out and you see the kids out fishing. A lot of them we give fishing rods and stuff to. It gives them an opportunity to go out and do stuff that we used to do as kids.
Following the Buffalo Creek disaster, the Army Corps of Engineers reconstructed the stream with a design to minimize the chances of a flood event in the future. And while that design has achieved the goal of allowing folks here to feel safer and sleep at night, the now straighter and flatter stream no longer offered the deep pools and other characteristics conducive to the habitats where fish can live and spawn.
The ultimate goal is to increase the fisheries habitat in Buffalo Creek by creating riffle, run, pool, glide complexes. And these riffle, runs, pools, and glides are classified as special aquatic sites by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, valued by all fishermen, and especially the West Virginia DNR, which is one of the goals of the project is to receive more trout stocking.
And while water quality is adequate, the DNR has limited its trout stocking of Buffalo Creek because of the lack of habitat. So far, Appalachian Stream Restoration has installed boulders, rock structures, and tree structures in about 8 miles of stream to create those fish habitats. Phase 1 of the project cost $300,000 and was paid for through a settlement between the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection and a mining company following a 2010 discharge from an abandoned underground mine. The discharge heavily impacted the stream, causing severe discoloration from Proctor Hollow all the way down to Buffalo Creek's confluence with the Guyandotte River in Man. But the money from the settlement allowed the association to put its plan for the complete restoration of Buffalo Creek in action. And with work completed on the first section, DEP Cabinet Secretary Randy Huffman committed an additional $311,000 to continue the project for the remainder of the 13 miles.
If you want to make a difference in the community, it's the community that's going to make the difference. The rest of us are just here to help. And look at the team of people that these guys brought together. None of us, the bureaucracy that's in our organizations, would have never allowed us to pull this off on our own. We couldn't have done it. But you had local leadership, and they were able to bring the resources together, bring all the parties together, and make a tremendous difference.
Organizers with the group say their ultimate goal is getting all 13 miles of the stream placed on the Division of Natural Resources seasonal trout stocking list, something that, besides local recreational opportunities, brings a potential economic benefit.
During the springtime, when January, February, March, when the Hatfield-McCoy Trail's down, it's a potential for increase in tourism for people to come down and fish in a well-restored stream channel. Been to Colorado and Montana, and there's actually people that spend millions and millions of dollars for a private ranch, and they bring people in. They'll spend $10,000 a week to go trout fishing. And those same construction techniques are right here on Buffalo Creek.
But for now, enjoying a free hot dog and a new fishing pole and a day on the water seem to be just fine with the folks from Buffalo Creek.
This is actually my first time fishing down here.
Think you'll have some luck later?
I might.
It's all about local leadership, and you guys have just done an outstanding job with. If every community in our state had this kind of leadership, it would really be a whole different world that we're living.
A project that local leaders hope can become a model for the rest of the state. In Logan County, I'm Mike Huff for Environment Matters.
In addition to the money from the DEP, Cliffs Natural Resources made a contribution of $20,000, and the Mountain State Mitigation Bank contributed another $4,600 to the Watershed Association to support the project. This project, in conjunction with other mitigation structures that are part of the new 4-lane construction in the area, will result in the restoration of one of mining's most heavily impacted streams. It's a part of DEP that's older than DEP itself. We're talking about the Youth Environmental Program, which celebrates its 50th anniversary this spring. The DEP's Greg Adolphson joins us now, and Greg, it's a program that continues to grow and evolve.
That's right, Kathy. There were a lot of things introduced in 1963 that are still going strong today. Zip codes, James Bond movies, X-Men comics, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame, to name just a few. Also making its debut in 1963, West Virginia's Youth Environmental Program. And inspiring young people to take interest in the environment we all share has been its mission from the very beginning. They are pictures from a different time. Amid a growing environmental awareness, the program, then known as the Youth Conservation Program, was organized by the late Maxine Scarborough of the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources. Then, as now, the program worked with organized groups like 4-H, scout troops, and church and civic groups to create an interest and enthusiasm for conservation, involve West Virginia youths and their families, and encourage community projects to benefit the environment. That was then. This is now.
I like just being in nature and being able to make new friends, and it's just a good experience.
It creates an awareness for the environment with young people. It fosters an incentive for them to do things, to improve their surroundings, to make a difference in their communities. These kids are, they care about where they live, they care about the environment, they care about West Virginia, and it shows in the projects that they do.
Groups do projects throughout the year and then submit reports. The projects are judged and groups receive cash awards, nearly $15,000 this year, for their work.
The awards that they win puts money back into the club that they can do other special things for it. A lot of these groups will use the money that they've won and help provide scholarships for the kids that are members of the club to go to one of the state camps.
There are two different summer camps, Junior Conservation Camp for ages 11 to 14 and the West Virginia State Conservation Camp for students 14 to 18. Add in Youth Environment Day and the annual Youth Environmental Conference, and you have a lot of opportunities to promote the message of environmental stewardship.
We have such a wonderful and abundant natural resources here in West Virginia, and I think the kids just really enjoy being able to get out and experience that, as well as learning about how to take care of those resources so that they'll be available and here for the next generation to enjoy. And all of our programs, the kids get to spend a lot of time outdoors. They meet other kids around the state, and I think that's a big plus.
It's just a lot of fun, and I have friends here that live in other parts of the state. So
The program also provides a host of education opportunities.
Coolest part of the program, I think, with the youth environmental program is exposure of the people to the environmental sciences. We give them the ability to really go as far as they want with it.
The thing that surprised me the most is probably, I grew up in the country, so I was always involved in the outdoors, and a lot of the kids I work with are from the city, so they haven't got to experience just the little things of even taking a walk out through the woods and hearing the birds chirp or anything like that.
There are roughly 850 clubs around the state that are involved with Youth Environmental Program. There is no cost or obligation for groups to take part in the program. Members receive project ideas. There's even a college scholarship program.
It's fun, and you get to make a difference in the community, and for the next generation of children growing up, it's a great thing to be involved in.
Saturday, May 18th is the 50th anniversary of Youth Environmental Day. Groups from around the state will gather at North Bend State Park to be recognized for their efforts to promote a healthy environment. Kathy, program organizers say that there are plenty of activities and projects for these youth groups to partake in. They say its only limitation is the group's imagination.
Thanks, Greg. To find out more about how your group can participate, you can check out the Youth Environmental Programs page on our website, dep.wv.gov. Applications are also available on our website for Junior Conservation Camp. The camp, located at Cedar Lakes in Ripley, runs from June 17th through the 21st and offers a wide variety of classes in things like forestry, archery, wildlife studies, recycling, and more. Coming up, they're making it shine. Groups from all around the state are doing their part for the Make It Shine annual spring cleanup. Plus,
I'm Sarah Alford in Charleston. April is Earth Month. We'll have some simple tips that you can do around the house to help save time, money, and the planet. Those stories and more when Environment Matters returns.